Alright, let's make some SCROG nets, guys. I'm going to show you guys the tools that I use to do this real quick, and then we'll go over the net real quick. You're going to need a drill, unless you really want to get hand fatigue or you got some serious forearm muscle. You want to grab a box of pan framer screws. They're about $7, or some kind of similar screw. You could possibly even use like 1/2 inch, 5/8, or 1 inch self-tapping screw. Those will work too. Some braided mason twine. I'll show you. I got another one just for the video. There you go. That's the one I use right there. Braided mason line. It's 17 pounds. It doesn't stretch. It holds a good tensile strength. You know, it's very low stretch. You're going to need a Sharpie, a 3/32 drill bit for the use of drilling pilot holes for these pan screws, and you're going to need a lighter. The reason why you need a lighter is or a pair of scissors. It basically, you heat the string, it cuts it real quick, and it bonds and mends the braid at the same time, so it doesn't come loose. So to start, what I do is I measure your space. In this case, we got a 4x6 net. So what I did is measured at 4 feet by 6 feet. And then I put the tape measure like this, and I like to make my squares in the SCROG every 4 inches. Every 4 inches I did a pilot hole, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and so on. You want to do that all the way around You're going to want to do that all the way around the PVC. Make sure you drill your locking screws right here once you fit these pieces together, and lay this thing flat on the floor so you know everything is nice and flush. Go ahead and lock the pieces of PVC together with your pilot holes drilled right here, and this corner hole right here is just to come around the outside. Otherwise your string will go from here to here, and it'll just be a triangle. So we did that all the way around, and the next step is to go ahead and start tapping in some screws, pan framer screws. A SCROG net is really easy to build. If you're going to build anything larger than a 4x4, I suggest using 1 inch PVC. Otherwise you could use a 1/2 inch. You can get away with a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch PVC. This is a suspended trellis, a suspended SCROG net. So basically, it has no legs. Okay, it's suspended in the air. If you're going to use one that's self-supporting and is going to require legs, you're going to want to grab the tri elbow, which means on the bottom there's another hole so you can come up with your upright. If you're going to use a suspended trellis net like I have here, then just go ahead and use these basic 90-degree elbows, and they'll work just fine. The Sharpie, obviously, for marking your holes, if there's any reference marks that you want to mark, and that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and get these pan screws filled in here, then I'll come back and we'll start running the braid around the screws. Okay, when you come to the point where all your screws are set and your PVC is locked in, you're going to start off by tying a knot on one of the screws, wherever you want to start. You're going to bring it over here, you're going to wrap it around once, and then you're going to run that screw, or run that line all the way here. You're going to wrap it around once, come over here, wrap it around, bring that line all the way down to here. Wrap it around, come over here, wrap it around, bring it down, and so on. So basically, you're going to be going back and forth like this throughout the net. You're going to have one set of strings running parallel to each other. When you get to your end corner, which will be that over there, you're going to wrap it around the corner screw, and then you're going to start your over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. So you get to here, you're going to wrap it around once, bring it here, wrap it around again, over, under, over, under, over, under, wrap it around, bring it to the next screw, wrap it around, over, under, until you're weaving the string over, under, around each screw one time, bringing it over to the next screw to create your next square. Doing that over and over until you get to the end. And then you're going to tie your corner off at the very end. You're going to have a corner. So your entire net will be just like this. It doesn't get any easier than that. Custom SCROG nets kick ass. I'm telling you, this room right here is going to be the producer. Badass. Alright guys, peace out. That's how we make SCROG nets. And if you're wondering about how the SCROG net is set and how we plan to manage the height and the control of the legs, did you notice there's no legs? I'll get to that later on. Peace out.